Hey there, my wonderful listeners. Welcome back to the show, your go-to place for practical tips and insights to help you thrive in life. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for many of us, feeling like we're falling apart under the weight of our responsibilities. But fear not, my friends, because today's episode is all about time management. Lesson number 1, the first step toward regaining control and finding balance in your life. So if you're ready to conquer overwhelm and reclaim your sanity, let's jump in. Hey friend, are you feeling overwhelmed by the never-ending demands on your time? Do you find yourself constantly juggling work, family, and personal commitments, only to end up feeling guilty and burned out? Well, I've got just the solution for you. Join me for my upcoming workshop, the Time Management Makeover, where I'll be sharing 4 powerful steps to help you create more time with less guilt. Trust me, you won't want to miss this opportunity to transform your relationship with time and reclaim control of your schedule. Head over to the link in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/workshop to reserve your spot now. And hey, it's free. Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever but never really felt good enough, no matter how much outward success you achieve? Do you want more time for the things that matter most? Well, you are in the right place. Here on the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast, we focus on spirit-driven success and share the secrets to having better work-life balance as a busy woman in leadership. Here you will learn how to set boundaries like a boss, find peace of mind, and reclaim your time for the things that matter most. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, and certified Christian life coach. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement. I spent decades people-pleasing and pouring myself into my work. I was looking for my value through the approval of others. This led me to feel burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I realized that I was wasting time and energy looking for validation in all the wrong places. But my life changed when I finally surrendered and God showed me a different way. It is my mission to help you start living the abundant life God has for you. If you're ready to become fueled by grace and find freedom from people-pleasing, if you're ready to multiply your time and impact as a Christian woman in leadership, this podcast is for you. Roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it. Life can feel like a never-ending juggling act with work, family, and personal obligations all vying for our attention. It's no wonder that many of us find ourselves feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and on the verge of falling apart. But here's the good news. You're not alone, and there are practical strategies you can implement to turn things around. Today, we're starting with time management. Lesson number 1, the foundation on which all successful time management practices are built. We are talking about prioritizing your priorities. So first, you need to clarify your priorities. Begin by taking a step back and reflecting on what truly matters most to you. What are your core values, your goals, your aspirations? Make a list of your top priorities in both your personal and professional life. This could include spending quality time with your family. Maybe it is actually advancing in your career, pursuing personal growth, or even prioritizing self-care or health. Next, you need to assess your current commitments. You really need to get an idea of what is all on your plate. Take an inventory of your current commitments and responsibilities. What tasks, projects, or obligations are currently occupying your time? And you need to be really inclusive here, my friends. Literally make a list. Once you make that list, you need to evaluate each commitment And then evaluate it in the light of your priorities. Each commitment, does it align with your core values and goals? Or is it simply just adding something to your plate, thus contributing to overwhelm without really contributing meaningfully to your life? So you're going to hear a lot about this topic really throughout the month, because our priorities, our core values, our goals in life are really what we need to use as our guidepost or our reference point when it comes to deciding what we should be keeping on our plate and really what maybe needs to come off. So next, after you've made a list of all your commitments and you've really looked at them against your core values and your priorities, you need to actually filter some things on your calendar. You need to put time management lesson number 1 into action. You need to use your new clarified priorities as a filter for your calendar. You review your schedule and identify any activities or commitments that don't align with your priorities. Are there any recurring meetings or tasks or obligations or even time wasters that you regularly do that could be deleted, delegated, or postponed? You really want to look at the things and be honest about it that could be eliminated altogether. Next, you need to learn how to say no with confidence. This one is not so easy, is it, my friends? Oh, yeah, this is the one that usually is kind of a barrier and a stopping place where we really need to dig in when I'm working with clients. But learning to say no is a crucial skill in effective time management. It's not about being rude or selfish. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your time and your energy for what really matters. Practice saying no with confidence and grace. Remember, saying no to one thing often means that you can say yes to something that's more important. Next, you're going to need to actually schedule your priorities. So after you've looked at your list, you've filtered out some things, you've said no to some things, or you're preparing to say no to some things, now you have to schedule your priorities back into your calendar. You need to block out dedicated time slots for the activities and commitments that do align with your core values and goals. Treat these time blocks as sacred appointments with yourself. That includes, and sometimes most importantly, are those time blocks that you set aside for your own self-care, whether that's going for a walk or going to the gym or Bible study. Guard these time blocks fiercely and prioritize them above all else. Anything that most aligns with your core values and priorities and goals, and the time blocks you've set aside for him, you need to guard them fiercely. So let's quick go over those 5 tips or steps in prioritizing your priorities. Our time management lesson numero 1. The first step is to actually clarify your priorities. The second step is to assess your current commitments. The third step is to filter your calendar. The fourth step is to learn to say no with confidence. And then the final 5th step is to schedule your priorities. So, my lovely listeners, this was a surface view of really the most important, essential, basic, foundational lesson when it comes to learning how to manage your time. And it's about prioritizing your priorities. By clarifying your priorities and filtering your calendar accordingly and scheduling your top commitments, you have taken the first step towards regaining control of your time and finding balance in your life. Please stay tuned this month for future episodes because we're going to dive deeper into other time management lessons to help you continue on your journey to success. Until next time, take care and remember that you have the power to conquer, overwhelm, and thrive in every area of your life. And also, until we speak again, I wish for you days that are filled with gratitude, peace, and God's amazing grace. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.